I'm Michael.
And this is What the
Scale. Well, we're delighted to have you this morning. We've got a box in front of us, which we'll describe in a moment. Yes. And so we're going to be talking today about a scientific program called Zoe.
Zoe Science and Nutrition. And it's really for people who really want to get healthy and find out what are the best foods for their personal body, because we're not all the same, are we?
Right. You know, they talk about every snowflake is different. Well, every fingerprint is different. Every person's different. So we are going to be explaining a little bit more about Zoe. Zoe, my family loves picking on me about this, but I've got a degree in Greek and biblical studies. But Zoe is the Greek word for life. And so this company has focused on, I would describe it as enhancing our lives.
Right. They do 3 tests. They do your blood fat test, your glucose test, see how glucose clears your body, and then they do your gut microbiome test to see what's in your gut. Because if you study your gut, you're going to find so many diseases are linked to whether you have a healthy gut or not. So I've already done the program.
Yeah, we learned about this through Jen, one of our favorite, if not our very favorite, Jen Stevens.
And stay tuned, because at the end we are going to have a giveaway.
Yes.
So stay tuned to the end to find out how you can be in the drawing. So why don't we just unpack this box for them?
All right. So again, as we've mentioned, Carol's already gone through this.
Right. It is fairly expensive. I am going to tell you that up front. It's about $400, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's for the test, and then you get to be in their program for a year. So it includes all the testing in a year. And when they get their test, after they get your gut microbiome results, they tell you which foods are best suited for your body that will help with the good bacteria in your gut, and which foods to stay away from.
Right. Like in my case, last year I had to have my gallbladder removed. I have been having significant abdominal issues. And for instance, this morning I woke up and had a rough night, and I'm convinced it's due to some of the foods that I ate yesterday. I know right away that some of those, just by their design, are not great for me. But so when Carol went through this, it was able to give her a list of foods. Right. Why don't you give an example of, I forget what it was the other day. You ate something by itself. It had so many points, and you added something else.
Right. If you eat a food that's not quite so good for your gut microbiome, and you add, they score their foods. For example, I love pecans, and pecans score 100% because they're very nutritious and they're high in fiber. So if I had something which scored lower, say a piece of bread or something like that scored low, when you add something high to it, it will raise your score. And you want to get around 70, in the 70 percentile. That is to say, though, that even though I'm using this as a guide, I'm not really tracking my food. I'm still eating what I want, but I think I am making better choices.
Yeah, and I think that's what this boils down to, is making better choices. When Carol got the program, one of the things I liked most about it, which may sound odd, but it focused on rewards. Again, we went through Weight Watchers, very successful for us, but it was up and down. Weight Watchers has more of a mindset of, I don't want to say punishment, but if you eat this, you lose, you lose points.
Right.
This is the opposite. The better you eat, even though you may eat something that may not be the highest number of points. I'm going to use the example of ice cream, but then you add fresh vegetables to it.
Well,
not vegetables, fresh fruit. Sorry. Well,
sounds not good.
It will increase the score. And
right.
So and again, it's an element of nothing's off limits. What you want is to complement anything that may not be the best for you with something good. So here we go with the items that are in the box.
If we can open them.
Yeah, there's 4 boxes.
Well, this is probably the first thing you're gonna do is they give you test cookies. You're like, oh, I get to eat cookies. Well, so first you get these ones, and these are the tests. They tell you how to do it. So this is the breakfast test cookie, and you eat this cookie, and you have on a glucose monitor, which they send you, and you have to scan it so often, and it goes to the Zoe app, and it can tell how fast you're passing sugar. And this is the other one. I think this was a lunch one. You have to eat both of them, and you can see the blue. And then they want to see when this passes into your bowels, so how long it takes your bowels to be blue. I'm sorry. Some people, they said in the app, never even see it. But I think I was about 48 hours for me. But anyway, they use this to test what your blood sugar and how your body passes blood fat.
Now, I'm a diabetic, so I am on a glucose monitor already. I use what's called a Dexcom. There's also another product called a Libre, very similar. So this program comes with a Libre glucose monitor that you basically put on your arm.
It's really neat though, because in the app you will put it on your arm, and then you will scan it. You have to download the Libre app, and you scan it, and you can see, say if I ate some potato chips, 20 minutes later, I can scan it and go, ooh, my blood sugar went way up. So you can kind of get an idea of how certain foods affect you. Like for me, I have excellent blood sugar. Like when I don't think I ever went above 135 after eating.
Right.
In fact, mine sometimes is almost too low, but I'm just going to figure that was part of the test. And then you have, which one is that one?
This one is the blood test.
Yeah, so you have to prick your finger and do a little blood test, and that's part of how you get your, that's how they get some of the results for the blood fat. That's how they get to see how the fat clears your blood.
So it comes with the blood test kit.
Yeah.
And that also comes with a box, so that when you are finished with your blood test, again, you've already paid for it as part of the program.
Right. It goes
already
in there.
self-addressed. It goes in here. And
I think I had to take mine to the UPS store. But in the app, it tells you step by step what you have to do.
yeah,
So it's really easy. It
really
sounds
is.
really complicated, but it's not.
yeah, this just is the stuff that comes in it, the packet, and then
And they even give you a Band-Aid.
yeah. And it's a really, really, really tiny needle, very tiny.
And this one says, oh, this is for the gut health. Of course, they have to take a stool sample. So I can't open that, but that's how you do that. And that also gets sent UPS. And in the app, they'll say, blood test received, gut test received. So you know when they get it. The gut microbiome test does take longer than the blood fat and the blood glucose test.
Yeah, you got your first test back in, was it
Yeah.
about a week?
No, it was more like 2 weeks. I
2
think.
weeks. So again, a self-packaged little box to put it in, and then that comes with the gloves. These folks are so organized.
Right, so
the
this
instructions are very, very, very clear.
This was designed by a group of scientists, and every time someone tests, they add all that data to what they already know, and they're getting even more and more specialized. Now, I'm going to share with you my results. Like I thought, my glucose, I cleared glucose really good, no issues there. My blood fat, I have a tendency it takes longer for my body to, metabolize the fat in my system. So their recommendation is I can have fat, and I don't think I can. They want me to have good fats, which I do. I have the olive oil. But if I have something with a high fat content, I can't say it.
High fat content.
Yes, for breakfast, then I need to wait until supper, not at lunch. they want me to space them out. And I would have never known that. But it also helps because we fast. That gives my body time to get rid of the fat also. And then what was the other one I did?
I got her all.
You're so boxy. Woohoo,
This is,
boxy
you've got to be able to
baby.
balance at least one box on your head, and if you'd like to work at it, you can actually try to do multiple boxes at the same time.
I know I was going to tell you. I could probably do better than that because my head's flatter. My gut result, they also tell you while you're doing all this, you're tracking what you eat for just during the test, and they tell you whether your diet is good, poor, and mine was poor. Yep. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And then I finally got my gut results back, and they were bad, which I wasn't surprised because I had my kidney out. It's been a year and a half ago, and I was on antibiotics for almost, I think, 7 months, and I think it killed every good. I only had one out of 50 good gut bacteria. I only had one out of 50 bad gut bacteria. I had 30. So that really just helps me to know what to eat. And they sent me a list of foods and said that these foods will build your gut health and these foods suppress your gut health. And the good thing is I'm eating a lot of the good ones, but I am eating some of the bad ones. So it just helps me to be more mindful.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we said at the very beginning. Everybody is different. So my results, no doubt, are going to be significantly different than Carol's because I've had the kidney transplant. I've had my gallbladder removed.
And he's on a maintenance dose of antibiotics.
Yes, I'm on a maintenance dose, of course my stroke as well.
But some of the things I've noticed that I felt kind of betrayed by Weight Watchers. Sorry, Weight Watcher friends, I love you. But some things that I ate tons on Weight Watchers are actually not good for my health. For example, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, which they always want you to eat because it's high in protein, is actually, it scored a lot lower. I want to say it was in the 40s. But if I had whole fat Greek yogurt, it scored 70 something. Yeah. So I felt kind of betrayed. I had one meal, it fell somewhere in maybe the 60s, and I just added my pecans to it and some vegetables, and it went up to 80. Yeah. So it just kind of helps you see how to balance your food. It also told me I needed to eat some, what do you call those foods? Fermented foods. Fermented foods, yeah. Like sauerkraut.
She brought home a bottle of sauerkraut. I'm not German. I'm not going to eat sauerkraut.
It said even 1 tablespoon a day would make a difference. So I did just put some on a cracker and I ate it. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't. I tell you.
You had some kefir and you liked that.
Yes, I had the kefir. I want to go back to a comment Carol made. And again, I really hope this doesn't come across as bashing anybody.
No,
we went through Weight Watchers for years.
And I lost weight on it.
Yeah, and we lost weight.
But I couldn't maintain.
But here's so much different with this program. Remember, Weight Watchers and other programs like that, the only difference in the application is what your weight is, what your age is, and what your sex is.
Right.
If I were to meet another guy, my age, male, at the same weight, our quote-unquote diet, the number of points we could have every day is exactly the same. Right. Yet our bodies are different.
Right.
With Zoe, it's going to measure what my body, through my DNA, says it needs for me. Right. Not for Carol, not for this other guy.
The reason I did mine first, because I wanted to get it down and figure out how it works, and then we're going to do his. But then I have to figure out when I cook, am I making the right food for both our guts? Right. So we might have to play around.
So no doubt that, all things being equal, that'll probably make things a little bit more complicated. Right. But I just don't think it's going to be life changing to the extent of, oh, we've got to, you know, make 2 different meals every
Right.
day. No, that's not
Because
it.
our
So-
main motivation, even though we are losing weight, we want to lose weight, our main motivation is to get healthy.
Yep.
And this is just another tool that you can use to get healthy. And I do feel that if I eat more of the foods that they say are good for me, that the weight's going to come off a little quicker. Because we know, though it doesn't seem like it could be, that fasting, for a lot of people, it's slow. It takes a while for you to lose weight, even though your body is going through recomposition and you may even look smaller.
So that was our desire today, is
Yep.
introduce you to Zoe, let you know what has worked for Carol, introduce that I'm going to be starting today, and we'll keep you informed on the results, good, bad, or indifferent. But right now, with Carol having gone through the initial phases, we've become big fans. I'm looking forward to getting my results to see what I can do to eat even better. We've already said we've done the fasting, we've done alternate day, we've done intermittent, we've done variations of intermittent fasting,
Right.
and now we're going to
We're
try.
tweaking.
Yeah,
We're
we're
tweaking.
going through the tweaking process, which again Jen Stevens loves to use. So
But I also want to tell you before we
Yeah.
end that Zoe Science and Nutrition does have a podcast. It's entitled Zoe Science and Nutrition, so you can check it out
Yep.
through them. And I'm gonna see. Hopefully, I can put the link so that if you'd like to try it, the link will be in the show notes. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We only need 4 more.
yeah, to hit 150, if you
Right.
can believe it. Just last week we were talking about hitting 100. Now we're close to hitting 150. We do want to remind you, as we try to do each session, especially with Zoe, we are not doctors.
Nope.
We are just basically consultants. We would encourage you to go to zoe.com, ZOE.com, and you can learn more about the program on your own.
And we haven't been paid to promote them.
Yes, we're not been paid. So,
But don't forget, we want to give away
Yes.
a free Fast Feast Repeat book by Jen Stevens.
you'll love it.
And all you have to do is leave a comment in the underneath the show and let us like it and leave a comment. And then next week we'll do a drawing. And what we'll do is we'll message whoever wins, and we'll have Amazon send the book directly to you.
Yep. And if they say my jokes are funny, we give them 2 books. Are we doing that or
No, we're not doing that.
Oh well, probably because I won't get any votes anyhow.
No, he
Yeah.
will.
Well, until then, I'm Michael,
And I'm Carol.
and this is
What the Scale?